Hello, sir. I'm Carreterolas, and this is my MS200 upward paragraph 1 brief. Let's begin. For the task organization, we are part of 1st Platoon, Charger Company, 1/5 Infantry, whose task is to disrupt enemy forces in the AO and purpose to deny enemy influence on the battalion man effort. The platoon is consisting of 3 infantry squads and a weapon squad. We are 1st Squad, whose objective, with the main effort, whose task is to destroy Objective Phantom to deny enemy influence on the battalion DO. 2nd Squad is supporting effort 1, whose task is to ambush to destroy Objective Reaper and to disrupt enemy operations on Route Chimera. 3rd Squad task is demonstration to suppress Objective Ghost and deceive the enemy of US forces in the area. 4th Squad is attached to 1st and 2nd Squad by dividing Gun Team 1 and Gun Team 2. More on that later. The Weapon Squad has 2 M240s and 2 Javelins. For us, our squad, we're 1st Squad, Charger Company. We're divided into 2 teams. Alpha Team, which is the main effort for this operation. We're providing support by fire to Bravo Team to destroy enemy and Objective Phantom. We have an attachment of the Weapon Squad Team 1. They're providing support by fire to 1st Squad to destroy Objective Phantom, equipped with the M240. Bravo Team is in charge of attacking Objective Phantom by an front assault, and they're the supporting element number 1. Okay, here we have the AOI and the AO. To the north, we have northeasting 37 northing, to the south 31 northing, to the east 17 easting, and to the west 10 easting. For trace, we're tracing the north limit of Objective Ghost, as I was. To the south, we're tracing the south limit of Objective Phantom. And to the east, we have the Hainan mountain range. To the west, we have the Banyan River. The AOI is composed of AO Noslac, which contains a high civilian population city. To the west, we have AO Ramrock, which is the mountain range and beyond. We have Faceland Arctic and Faceland Alaska. Each of that here is Route Chimera, which will prove essential for this operation to discuss later on. Okay, we identified SKAS, 1 platoon of CK-10 attack helicopter, who's located at Tanton Air Base. Their trigger is identification of key US battalion or higher, whose reaction time is 30 minutes. Indirect fires, we have 1 battery of PO-66 152mm howitzers in vicinity of AO Roran. In addition to that, we have the PP-87, which is the mortar team, which is what we focus on. We'll talk about later on. For the battery, it's triggers ID of US forces greater than a squad. Reaction time 10 minutes. For the mortar team, reaction time is 5 minutes. Identification of a squad or higher. Reserve component 1 motorized platoon, and it triggers US force advance through the MSR and coastal region in reaction time of 40 minutes. We also have 2 ADAs, 1 platoon of PGC-048, and 1 platoon of HK-16s. We're assuming that their triggers identification of US aircraft, and they have a reaction time of 5 minutes. Okay, here's the GTAO. For avenues for obstacles, we identified 3 obstacles: the Hainan Coastal Mountain Range, the Banyan River, and water obstacles along Route Chimera. Here's the mountain range to the east, the Banyan River to the west, and some line wire obstacles through Route Chimera. Effects on friendly provides difficult terrain to traverse in addition to desertification. Obstacles in Route Chimera exist. Effects on enemy They provide natural barriers that U.S. forces must overcome to advance to objective enemy forces. Must use the bridge over the Brainerd River to transport troops and equipment from the west and Rockamero from the south. We're deducing that U.S. must progress stealthily and undetected during the operation to success. The mountain range will prove difficult to traverse. For avenue of approach, we have friendly avenue of approach 1 and 2, and enemy of approach 3, 4, and 5. Approach 1 from the east, passing where friendly forces will traverse to the mountain range to attack Object Phantom. We also have avenue approach 2 to the east. For enemy, we have avenue approach 3 from the south along Rock Camaro, avenue approach 4 from the east, and avenue approach 5 throughout Camaro following the bridge. U.S. forces must traverse through regular dense forest to remain undetected, and we must conduct proper road crossings to reach the Phantom. Road crossing here, road crossing here. Enemy will likely use avenue approach 5 to transfer reinforcements and supplies. U.S. forces will have to use avenue approach 2 and must travel stealthily to prevent detection by enemy forces. Key terrain, we identified 3 pieces of key terrain. Key terrain 1, the bridge crossing the Brainerd River. Key terrain 2 consists of the intersection in Rocky Marrow to the roads that link over here, and key terrain 3 is the objective Phantom itself. The shuttle control of key terrain 1 and 2 to disrupt operations in AO, but it is not essential for mission success. The enemy must K1 and K2 provide high avenue for approach for enemy reinforcements and transfer troop of supplies in and out of the objective Phantom. The enemy wants to maintain control of K1 at all costs as a lifeline in case of detection of U.S. forces. K2 is necessary but not vital for enemy to connect with forces in Objective Ghost and Objective Reaper. Finally, we have direct and indirect fires, observations and fields of fire. Detection of enemy forces. U.S. forces will activate enemy battery. Enemy will have difficulty determining the location and size of U.S. forces. Conclusion: U.S. forces must remain undetected to prevent the activation of the PO battery on 152mm and the enemy motorized platoon. Weather, not much to see here. Moonrise, big thing. Moonrise progressively later, starting from 053 through 0441 as the days progress. Low ability for the enemy. Effects on the enemy, low ability to detect U.S. forces before moonrise and increase after. Deductions. Moonrise progressive later each subsequent day. U.S. forces must prove quickly and steadily toward objective Phantom before moonrise. Wind an average of 5 miles per hour southwest. We're gonna make that ineligible for this operation. Favors neither side. Precipitation, 60% precipitation chance. In case of rain, neither the enemy nor us can employ UAS. Rain and cloud cover provides good concealment. We must watch out for runoff from the mountains. U.S. forces must carry wet weather gear and waterproof any essential equipment such as radios. Cloud cover, 99% cloud cover. Employment of UAS is lowered due to the cloud cover if it's not raining for both sides. Cloud cover provides good concealment. Risk of detection of U.S. forces is lowered. Finally, temperature of 88 high to 75 low, which means regular temperatures, pleasant temperatures. Since we'll be moving from the patrol base down to the objective, our temperatures will increase throughout the movement and during the attack. Our U.S. forces must constantly hydrate and bring water to the operation. Where a unit faces an enemy motorized infantry company at 90% strength. Here are the elements that we have in the AO and AOI. We have 3 infantry motorized platoons. Here's one, here's the other, and the other one we're assuming is somewhere here in the side of the mountain range. In addition, there's the batteries containing the PO66 and another battery. PO66, whose job is to disrupt US Army forces. Here's the other one. To retrace a little bit, this platoon is occupying this area over here. The platoon on the west end is holding a battle position, and we have a squad that's a reconnaissance squad that is screening the area for U.S. forces. We'll get to more of that later. Most common weapon system is the KBC-95, which is comparable to the M4. Most dangerous system is the PO-66, comparable to the M77. Finally, we're estimating that the enemy company is at a 160 PAX right now. This is the unit that we're facing, enemy motorized platoon at 99% strength, whose job is to occupy and control civilian population, retain control of conquered territory. Here it is. Location right here. Spread throughout the AO. We have 3 infantry squads. 1, 2, and 3. In addition to the reconnaissance squad that we mentioned, and the mortar team that are attached to this platoon. In addition, we have the headquarters element. We estimate the platoon to be at the capacity of 40 PAX. And the most dangerous weapon system is the PP-87, which is a mortar comparable to the M252. The squad over here, job to contain the intersection, mortar team disrupting U.S. forces, squad screening for U.S. forces, occupying this squad is occupying this area, and this other squad is disrupting U.S. forces. Our enemy composition, we have 1 mortar team who's tasked to disrupt U.S. forces in the AO and prevent U.S. movement throughout. Key weapon system is the KBC-95 and the PP-87. High value targets that we identified are the PP-87, whose destruction will prevent U.S. forces casualties in AO and the element of stealth, which will when we reach objective Phantom undetected to destroy it, will prove indispensable. High payoff targets, any intelligence that we may gather that will regarding the enemy platoon in AO and the radio operator, if we can find any, so that we can make any necessary adjustments to the operation and eliminate any communication between the mortar team and the rest of the platoon. Here's the enemy sit temp. We have the enemy mortar team here, whose job is to disrupt U.S. forces. Enemy capabilities for intelligence, we identified as a weakness. North German forces are not aware of the composition, disposition, or strength of U.S. forces in AO. Significant because the element of surprise is essential for the success of Operation Lightning Bobcat Lightning. U.S. forces must traverse through the AO undetected task. Movement and maneuver. Enemy controls AO and are fighting defensive positions. Enemy controls key terrain 1 and key terrain 2, which allows fast movement of enemy reinforcements to any objective. We identify this as a strength. The enemy has greater freedom of maneuver through AO. Fires. Meditation and cloud cover provide concealment of U.S. forces with limited use of UAS, if any, due to precipitation. This is strength. U.S. forces must traverse through the AO stealthily and undetected, so they do not trigger artillery and MTRSs. Protection, no known fortifications or any major enemy strongholds in AO. We see that as a weakness, as enemy will have a hard time defending AO from U.S. forces. Sustainment, the enemy has access to key terrain 1, which is the bridge, and Route Camaro, which allow fast deployment of reinforcements and supplies for elements in AO no slack, and the enemy, even though the enemy is still shaken up from the air assault linings. When it finally is just strength, enemy is vulnerable to a surprise attack, but is still fully equipped to perform a formidable defense. Finally, command and control. The enemy is recovering from air assault linings. They are not aware of our composition, disposition, or the strength. And the fact that the headquarters team is far from the rest of the platoon means that communication will take time, and decisive decisions will not be taken on time. The enemy command must be careful when conducting operations aerial because of how far they are. We define that as a weakness. Finally, the enemy MLCAOA. Purpose of the enemy operation is detection of U.S. forces in AO Ronin. They will accomplish this by conducting control over key terrain 3. In addition to that, providing any reinforcements and attacking U.S. forces. The size of the operation is detection of U.S. forces in AO Ronin larger than a squad, so we can activate the PL-66 and inflict casualties on U.S. forces. This is decisive because detection allows for maximization of U.S. forces casualties that can be inflicted during the operation. Their end state: maintain control of AO destroy U.S. forces, minimize civilian casualties, and minimize casualties to friendly, and provide support for other units in the area. The main effort is the mortar team. Task: destroy detected U.S. forces in AO and prevent U.S. forces from getting ground and occupy Torbia. Quick rundown. The company commander's intent: Charger Company 1/5 Infantry disrupts enemy forces in AO no later than 30-2200 August 24 in order to deny influence on the battalion DO. End state: Permai Emersars and AO contested enemy Northern forces disrupted without accurate knowledge of battalion composition and disposition. Civilian: minimize civilian casualties and collateral damage to infrastructure. Friendly company consolidated pressure for following offensive operations. Platoon commander intent: first platoon main effort, disrupt enemy forces in AO no later than 30-2200 AO, deny enemy influence on the battalion main effort. Similar end states. One thing, friendly end state reconsolidated at the patrol base after the operation, and posture for follow-up offensive operations. Okay, so for the platoon will be divided into 3 squads. The main effort is the first squad attacking objective Phantom through Axis Ultra. Second squad ambushing objective Reaper to destroy it through Axis Mesh. And third squad, second main effort, demonstrating capabilities on objective Ghost through Axis Fake. The weapon squad is attached to first squad, first gun team, and to second squad, second gun team. Let's discuss that more. Here's the concept sketch for the operation for first squad. They will traverse through Axis Ultra, and they will divide into Alpha and Bravo teams. Alpha team will set up to the east of Objective Phantom and provide support by fire and neutralize the element, the mortar team in Objective Phantom, so that Bravo team may assault through. The main element is Alpha team, supporting element is Bravo team. That concludes my upward brief. Thank you.